Dr. Stephen Zuellig and members of the Zuellig family, members of the Diplomatic Corps, His Excellency Ambassador Ivo Schreiber, Switzerland, Ambassador Madame Malavieng of Lao PDR, former Ambassador Rosario Manalo, Mr. Washington CSIP, Chairman Emeritus of the Asian Institute of Management, Dr. Stephen Graduate, the President of AIM, members, trustees, former Secretary Jesli Lapus, distinguished guests, friends, AIM colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Asian Institute of Management. It is my pleasure to honor you, to welcome you all, and to open this program where we are going to recognize Dr. Stephen Zuellig, the man, his vision, and his legacy as a Filipino businessman, in his own words. It is fitting that we do this celebration of this man's accomplishments here at Asian Institute of Management, especially now that we are moving forward in rebuilding the Institute as we enter into the age of ASEAN. ASEAN, as you know, is entering into an economic community in 2015, and Dr. Stephen Graduate, our president, will be unveiling today some of those plans. The theme of rebuilding is a similar theme that we can also see in Dr. Zuellig's life. World War II destroyed F.E. Zuellig Inc. and much of the Philippines. But from this arose the opportunity to rebuild the country. And this Dr. Zuellig did with his brother, to create Zuellig into a much larger company that used the Philippines as a base and has since gone on into other parts of Asia. This is similar to what AIM intends to do in the next 3 to 5 years. To explain this, the future plans of the Asian Institute of Management, may I call on Dr. Stephen Graduate, the president of AIM.
Thank you, Mike. Magandang umaga and good morning. Welcome, Dr. Zuellig. Welcome back, I should say, to campus. It's been many years, I understand. We're delighted that you're here. Some of what I'm going to share today is about our current activity and some about our future plans. So allow me to be rather brief, but rather comprehensive in my assessment of where AIM is headed. Many of you may know that I'm relatively new here. I've passed my 6-month probation, and I'm now entering my 7th month, and the work is getting done. We've been very busy so far. The first slide shows a vision statement that's been recently created. And as Dean Luz mentioned, we are focusing on ASEAN, with the connections of the ASEAN countries and the importance of the trading bloc. We believe AIM should be the expert in this region, already are. So we need to be the source for ASEAN talent, knowledge, and wisdom, which means intellectual property as well as talent. Now, the current management includes our founder, Wash CSIP. It shouldn't surprise any of you to know that he's still greatly engaged with the institution, and we see him at many events in our board meetings. Wash, welcome again today. Wash is the chairman emeritus. Next to him is our dean, Ricky Lim. Ricky has been dean for a little over a year now, preceded me, and is doing a terrific job. Polly Nazareno, CEO of PLDT, is our current chairman. He also happens to be a 1973 AIM alumnus, so we're delighted. In fact, many of his board members are also graduates, so there's a great alumni contribution in the board. And that other man you may recognize, luckily for Photoshop, I was able to get in on that picture, all right? So that is myself. We do a bit of research here, and much of our research is done through our research centers. And you'll notice the listing here, which of course includes the Zuellig Center. We have 7, the newest of which is funded by Andrew Tan, which just happened over the summertime. But these are our centers of excellence that are aimed at research and connection to industry. And we have several more in mind in the future. We offer master's degrees only, but several of them. Now, we do have a plan to offer a DBA at some point in our future. We're discussing how to do that now, but we have at this point several master's programs, one of which is in a redevelopment stage. Our master's in management is being reviewed right now and will be coming back to us next year. Our executive education, much of it is custom. Companies come to us with their unique needs and we develop programs for them across Asia, in fact, beyond. We're currently conducting a very important program for J.P. Morgan in India. So we do send our faculty out and about to offer executive education. Here are some of the countries that we did tailored programs for last year. Now, there are many strengths, and this strength list I developed for a presentation I gave to an alumni group last week. We're very proud of being a pioneer. We have a strong pedigree with 2 leading Philippine institutions as well as the Harvard Business School. Founding in 1968, we have a long history in Asia, and we have produced over 40,000 alumni. We are master's level, we are international in nature, and independent. We are a private business school, which gives us a lot of opportunity for quick action and independence of government regulation. We happen to be in a great time of the Philippine economy. The uptick and the growth and the focus on governance has done nothing but benefit the business community here, which certainly benefits a business school. I'd like to take credit for the timing, but I came at the right time. We have a faculty and a staff who are poised for change. There have been some developments over the recent years that have not always been the best for AIM, and our faculty are ready to get back on track, and so we're moving them in that direction. You heard about the alumni on the board. Well, beyond that, with our 40,000 alumni, and I've traveled fairly extensively in Asia, meeting many of them, they are very enthusiastic and they're ready to help. In fact, just last year, a group of senior alumni developed a foundation to help with fundraising, which came at a very opportune time. Our 40,000 alumni are distributed like this. Certainly, about half of them are in the Philippines, which is a source of strength, but we have 11% in Indonesia, 11% in Malaysia, and you can see those other numbers. Many, many countries represented. In fact, we have some very senior alums in the U.S. whom I'll be visiting next week. I'm not going to take you through all of that, but I want to show you this to show you the goals that we've been establishing in our quest for top 5 in Asia in 5 years. Now, why 5 years? Well, my contract is 5 years. All right? We also have high goals. And top 5 in Asia is very reachable for us if we stay on track. And these are some of the milestones that come from the leading schools in Asia already. I've been working in Hong Kong for the last 16 years at a leading business school. I've been in Asia all of those years. I understand the markets here, and 5 in 5 is very realistic. Bottom line for any business school is quality and reputation. We need to improve both at AIM, and we fully intend to. We are not profit-oriented. We are not a business. We are a business school. And what we care about most is reputation and quality. And doing those properly will bring resources, I guarantee you. Now, our degrees are underpriced. Those of you in the audience paying our low tuition are benefiting from that. This will change over time. As our quality increases, so too will our price. In fact, as recently as next year, our MBA class will be paying $31,000 US from a $26,000 this year. We are still far below the leading schools in Asia. The strategic direction, ASEAN, has a couple of additions to it. ASEAN meaning the countries of ASEAN, or as one of my faculty says, ASEAN. I understand in the Philippines, ASEAN is more appropriate. I do both. I also wear suits and barongs, so I'm kind of an Asian, Western kind of person. We want to additionally focus on family corporations, entrepreneurship, and leadership. Now we're doing those three already, but we want to strengthen them. Innovation is very important for any business school, not only to participate in, but to preach. Here are two snapshots. This happened about 2 weeks ago. I happened to be inducted into the MAP here in the Philippines, and the topic was ASEAN 101. I think the business community is ahead of us. In fact, as I look around at business schools, none of them are focusing on the needs of the ASEAN integration, the businesses and the publics that will be making all of this happen. We want to be the expertise in that regard. So a quick shot of some data. The growth rates in ASEAN are impressive, including what's happening right here in the Philippines. Now you'll also note that the population of ASEAN is over 600 million people. Now that's a fair amount larger than the U.S., and when I worked there, we had over 1,000 business schools, many of them of national, international reputation. There is plenty of room in Asia for quality, top-flight business education, especially ASEAN. This is one of my favorite charts. I share it with my colleagues from the U.S., explaining to them why I remain and continue to be delighted to be in Asia. This is where things are happening. The growth rates here and the expansion and the need for business education has never been greater. The growth rates in the U.S. are starting to improve, but again, we are where the action is. ASEAN academic institutions have not been producing unique ASEAN-related content. The intellectual property in business schools mostly comes from the West. So there's a great opportunity for AIM to establish itself in that regard. Here's one of the strategies to put some meat to the bones of the ASEAN focus. We have a new class being developed called ASEAN 2015. It'll be offered to all of our programs. It'll also be offered to alumni over online. And this course will be an overview of what's necessary to do business in developing ASEAN. It'll be replacing a course that we used to call Asia Business Systems. I'm coordinating this course, but I have help from several of our very senior faculty who will be developing this unique course we've already begun. This course will produce written material in the form of a book that we've already proposed to Wiley, the publishers in Singapore. We're also planning, as I mentioned, to differentiate leaders management, entrepreneurship, and business, family business. Here is an opportunity I want to share, which is in line with our ASEAN focus. The Lippo Group, run by the Riyadi family, came to see us recently. They have universities in Jakarta. There is a very big gap in the opportunity for major business school. There is not a top school operating in Jakarta, a country of 250 million people. The Lippo Group has invited us to Jakarta. We're now discussing what form the partnership would be, but the visit of the Riyadis and their senior university administration happened a few months ago. We've since been back to see them, and it's very likely we'll be offering the AIM Executive MBA in Jakarta, and it will be ASEAN-focused and ASEAN-oriented. We've had recent visits. In fact, one of my reasons for return to the U.S. is to follow up on the meeting with the Harvard Business School. They are actually quite interested in our DBA idea. Dean Nitin Nouria likes the fact that we're focusing on an executive DBA, which is very unusual. Harvard's originated the DBA years and years ago. They don't have an executive version. So we're going to follow up on that. Virginia, we have a relationship with. They are also a very renowned case school, as is AIM. And so writing cases together and collaborating on future programs is in our plans. New building proposal. Dr. Zuellig, as we walked through, said, this is all going to be knocked down. I said, well, not right now, but hopefully in the near future. We have a proposal from Ayala Land, which of course is one of the leading developers and the donor of the property we're sitting on, to redevelop this large piece of very valuable Makati real estate into co-use, a business school and a large complex for housing accommodation. The plot is over 10,000 square meters. There's plenty of room for both. In fact, by doing it properly, as the plans are developing, there will be more green space than there is now. So we're hopeful that this arrangement can happen. There's been a very active building committee. Actually, WASH is on that committee. The board has approved the concept, and we're waiting for the final offer this week or next. We hope to take it to the board in May. So we now turn to the Zuellig Center, one of our newer centers. In fact, I've been told, and I saw glimpses of the fact, that we have a special video prepared for this event today. So Dr. Zuellig, audience, members, ambassadors, stay tuned. We have an exciting show for you coming right up. By the way, thank you for that. Those are the end of my remarks.
Stephen Zuellig was born in Manila in 1917 to Hilda Antonia and Frederick E. Zuellig, a Swiss who came to the Philippines in search of business opportunities in 1901. Frederick became a partner in the well-known trading firm Lutz & Company, which he would later buy and name F.E. Zuellig Incorporated. The young Stephen spent his early childhood in Europe. After briefly traveling and spending some time in Asia, he was sent back to Switzerland to finish his studies. He graduated summa cum laude from the prestigious University of Zurich in 1941 with a doctorate degree in economics. He then returned to the Philippines to help his father run their company. It was around this time that World War II started, and its devastating effects struck the Zuellig family and their business. After the war, Dr. Stephen Zuellig, along with his brother Gilbert Zuellig, began the slow process of rebuilding F.E. Zuellig Incorporated. They were successful in doing so, and in the process were able to expand it internationally and diversify into various business interests. The Zuellig Group now occupies a strong business position in many Asian countries. To this day, Dr. Zuellig continues to be a guiding force in the Zuellig Group. He is a member of the Philippine President's International Advisory Board and serves as the country's honorary consul general to Monaco. Among his many important awards was the Order of Lacandula, the highest distinction given to a civilian in the Philippines. It was bestowed on him by then President Gloria Macapagal Arroyo in September 2007. From Dr. Zuellig's life and experiences, we can learn the values of leadership. As a leader, you must have a vision and clarify your purpose. And of course, you have to create your team and motivate your people. You must be able to talk and inspire your people.
An outstanding entrepreneur, visionary, and a true Filipino who never ceased to amaze me with his foresight, his ability to read people, and his energy to learn and understand what's happening in his business, in the industry, and in the world.
Equity. He continues to look at the pharmaceutical industry and understand that we have to continue to make medicines more affordable or more accessible to the poor. Patriotism.
Dr. Stephen Zuellig's brand of leadership is uniquely effective and nurturing. As an adopted son of the Philippines, I can attest that he cares for this country.
He is also, from a Filipino perspective, very patriotic about the Philippines. He has said to me, "I owe a great deal to the Philippines for what I am, and I want to plow back based on my means something to the Philippines." All his life, Dr. Zuellig emphasized the values of good education and a deep sense of love for his country. Because of these, it is quite fitting that he would choose to leave his legacy to the Asian Institute of Management through the establishment of the Zuellig Center for Asian Business Transformation in 2008 and the Zuellig Scholarship Program for Public Health Champions in Asia in 2012. As a family, we've been doing business in Asia for more than 100 years, and I do think we have fitted ourselves into the way Asians think and react in business. Having said this, I do recognize that Asia has developed tremendously within that period, and in particular these last 50 years. The Zuellig Center was envisioned to be an educational and research center of excellence within AIM that will act to promote development and improvement of homegrown Asian industries, which may develop from locally to regionally and to globally competitive business and sustain the growth of Asian societies by developing professional, entrepreneurial, and socially responsible leaders and managers. From the initial seed fund and under the leadership of Dr. Kenneth Hartigan Go, its first executive director, the center has organized numerous forums, written papers, and conducted trainings. Notable examples of these projects are the following. Case study: Medical tourism in the Philippines, a growth strategy. It provides insights on medical tourism being an endeavor that promises myriads of gains, but also carries concomitant challenges. Science, technology, innovation, knowledge, and entrepreneurship. A monthly forum which brings industry and scientists together to network on a regular basis to discuss relevant and innovative topics for the promotion, improvement of research and development in the Philippines. Strategic Business Plan for the Association of Southeast Asian Nations Network for Drugs, Diagnostics, Vaccines, and Traditional Medicine Innovation. The AIM Zuellig Center was contracted by DOST PCHRD to probe into the strengths, weaknesses, gaps, and other issues that are affecting the country's drug discovery and development efforts. The project was completed in November 2011. The final output being a strategic business framework determined areas of investment in the ASEAN region where government effort and resources must be channeled into. Universal healthcare initiatives. In line with ensuring the effective implementation of universal health coverage, the Center has also been conducting a series of activities with the aim of increasing awareness of the concept and facilitating discussion between public and private sector. The Zuellig Scholarship Program aims to provide access for promising health professionals and young leaders of Asia to the Master in Development Management program in AIM. This course is an 11-month intensive, innovative, and practitioner-oriented program designed to prepare them for managing and leading public and civil society organizations, cooperatives, and private non-profit firms in the context of economic and public transitions. As of this year, the fund has already had 26 scholars from various countries. Dr. Stephen Zuellig had a vision to build a strong company, to contribute to his country's development, and to change the landscape of business in the region. He also believed in investing in the future, in ideas and in research, in education and in training, in giving opportunities to the young leaders of tomorrow. We in the Asian Institute of Management acknowledge his legacy with pride and gratitude, and promise that we will follow the example he has shown in the accomplished life that he has lived.
Zuellig Scholarship for attending in the MDM program is a great milestone in my life because it gives me the gateway to the wealth of knowledge and experiences of the Asian countries and the world, which will help me to actualize my dreams in helping my people.
As a government personnel, we knew that the government has limited resources to fund employees like me to send its employee to a prestigious school like the Asian Institute of Management. So it is really a great privilege and opportunity on my part to be a scholar of Zuellig.
As a public health practitioner, I've been looking for opportunities to improve my capacity in the field of public health and tropical medicine. Because the field that I chose was not financially rewarding, I was not able to do so. The Zuellig Scholarship here at AIM for Master in Development Management actually broke those barriers for me and allowed me to pursue the career path that I chose.
From the education that is supported by Zuellig Scholarship, when I go back home, my aim is to influence or be part of the policy-making process in terms of reducing the gender gap and empowering women. And I think the most important thing is to reduce the gap in gender education, because this will enable the women to be able to participate in the economic process.
The Zuellig Scholarship is a wonderful opportunity for me to learn, to exchange, and to share information, knowledge, and ideas about development within the Asian context. It is my commitment that after I finish this program, I will continue to work for government in the Department of Social Welfare and Development.
The Zuellig Scholarship is very meaningful to me. It gives me a big chance to step in the development context. As a middle manager in education sector, I can improve my knowledge based on the concept of development management. I will contribute my knowledge, skill, and what I have learned in AIM into my community in my country.
There's a lot of needy people and marginalized people. I wanted to serve them with a quality service through capacity building and this community development.
Me, my family, and my country would like to thank you, Dr. Zuellig and the Zuellig Group, for contributing in a meaningful way to my country's development. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zuellig, for giving me this opportunity to become a better leader and development manager. Without your generosity, this would have not been possible.
I really want to say thank you to Dr. Zuellig. You give scholarship to me, it means you have my country and have the world. I wish you and your family have here and success in your business, and keep giving scholarship to other people, especially developing countries.
I've never dreamed about in my life to be in such a prestigious institute in Asia, Asian Institute of Management, unless any support from the Zuellig Scholarship. I'd like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Stephen Zuellig and his family for the generosity and recognized as a student from Myanmar in EIM.
First, I have had trainings sponsored by the Zuellig Family Foundation, and because of that and for what I am now is largely because of the Zuellig family.
Financial support, but recognition my potential, and I'm really happy for that.
In my own dialect, I'd like to greet you. Muchas gracias contigo, Dr. Stephen Zuellig. I am Dr. Luis Ramon V. Rodriguez from Zamboanga City. I am an MDM student and a proud Zuellig Scholar.
Thank you, Dr. Zuellig, for this great opportunity. I am Rachel Basa, MDM student and a proud Zuellig Scholar.
Dr. Zuellig, the Zuellig Fellows have a little token for you. It includes the messages that they have prepared in a little treasure chest. I'll ask Chan Sophia and Core. Chan Sophia is from Cambodia, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports. And Core, Sakom Nin Hom, is from Lao PDR. From last year's class, there are Thank you very much. From 2012, there were 13 Zuellig Scholars. Some of them are with us today. Most of them are medical doctors. May I ask you to please stand, be recognized? Okay. Medical doctors. And this year there are 14 from the 4 Mekong countries, Vietnam, Laos, PDR, Cambodia, Myanmar, from the Philippines. Please. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. At this point, may I invite Dr. Zuellig and the Zuellig family, Ambassador Ivo Schreiber, to come up front. AIM has a token, and then we will unveil the marker for the Stephen Zuellig Center for Asian Business Transformation. May I invite Mr. Washington CSIP and Dr. Stephen DeCray to present the token from the Asian Institute of Management. The AIM Giving Tree symbolizes a new tradition of giving at AIM and is given to friends of the Institute whose generosity helped establish and push AIM's key programs in a significant direction. The AIM Giving Tree is presented to Dr. Stephen Zuellig for his continuing legacy to the Asian Institute of Management, given this 15th day of April 2013. And now we will unveil the marker of the Stephen Zuellig Center. Perhaps we can ask Mr. Washington CSIP to Dr. DeCray. Perhaps we can ask Mr. CSIP to stand on the right side and Dr. Zuellig to stand on the left side of the marker. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, the marker of the Dr. Stephen Zuellig Center for Asian business transformation. Thank you very much. May we ask you to take your seats, except for Dr. Zuellig and Dr. DeCray. At this point, may we invite Dr. Zuellig to give his remarks.
You're comfortable. You there?
Sir, can you talk again?
I could talk to you. You hear me? Not yet. The two kids are some big.
Sir, can you?
Shall I say again?
Better.
You hear me now?
Yes.
All right, that's fine.
Please, sir.
Well,
may we invite you to give your remarks, sir.
I'm extremely touched. That's the first remark that I can make. And I'm very grateful to come here, be able to be with you, and to express foremost my gratitude to AM for this, to me, greatly surprising reception and acknowledgement of what has been done long ago. I followed the development of AIM with great interest. I think it was my friend Warsiship who, at the time that the foundation was in question, encouraged me, and I thought the idea of having in the Philippines an institution that would be outward-looking and aware of what was going on around the Philippines in a much greater sense than had been the case in the past. Of course, when I was a young man, the various parts of Asia were still in the throes of decolonization, and their development wasn't very certain, and partly under the shadow of political events beyond the Philippines' control. Against this background, we, as a family that had come here from abroad, even if it was a long time ago, we felt that we had, I wouldn't call it a mission, but a vision to impart our knowledge of abroad onto this country and as well as other surrounding countries. The Zuellig Company went into Singapore in 1938, into Bangkok, Siam at the time, in 58, and that was the beginning of a development that has led to the rather impressive and rather, how should I call it? Challenging presence in other countries. For my person, I've had another reason to be sympathetic to AAM. after the war, I was not the war I spent here. I wasn't altogether sure whether I didn't want to go into the academic career. But the destruction of our company and of our interests was such that there was no choice. My father had died in '43, and for my just a little younger brother and me, there was the challenge and the possibility of returning to the country, what it had given our family before the war. So I left academia besides, but I've continuously been interested in economic theory, and I, for those who have the knowledge of how economic thought has developed, I am an adherent of the Austrian school that has been promoting liberalism to a point that it did not impinge on the public will and allowed for a certain limited intervention of governments. This is even today my belief, and I think ought to be, from my viewpoint, the base, the way the international institutions like IMF, etc., the World Bank, should view things. I've been asked what I thought about ASEAN. I was in on the developments at a very early stage, and I thought this was a wonderful idea. There were ethnically and for other reasons, there was good sense to establish an identity. The subsequent developments were not quite even. There have been problems because, after all, the countries of Asia are separated by a lot of water. And water is an insulating agent, as we have seen in other places of the world. Now, of course, with the mobility provided by not only the easy communications of these days, but also the travel and so on possibilities, these issues have receded into the background. And anyway, at the time that we looked at AAM's aims, no pun intended, the possibility of tying together the community of Asian nations was more vibrant than it had been before, when the time of the colonists was totally impossible. Now, the challenges for the future are considerable. There is the enormous landmass of China in the back of Asia. There are rivalries in the world, and against all of this, we have to steer a clear and determined course. ASEAN has a future, but it must be fully aware of it, and it implies concessions. When I read, as it was the case yesterday, I think, that the Philippines assembles 11,000 cars in 2 months, whereas Thailand assembles a vast multiple of that number. I recall that we, as a company representing Bosch, at one time had great hopes that the Philippines could assemble cars. They do, but compared to other countries, certainly to a lesser extent. Now, what I'm aiming at is that there has to be some kind of a concentration of planning, and this has to be done on an economic basis. The political questions should take the hind seat in the interest of the welfare of the people, of growing wealth, growing standards of living. The economic issues take precedence. This is about what I would want to say in general, but at the same time, I'm extremely happy to be here with you. This is an unexpected and very generous welcome, most gracious, and I said to all of you who are here, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Zuellig. I invite Dr. Ducre to give the closing, the last statement for AIM.
It'll have to be impromptu since it's not on the script. I think this has been a delightful event, and it's so good of you, Dr. Zuellig, to come back to us, and thank you for your remarks. Obviously, as a business leader, we take your words with extreme interest. We do hope the company continues to prosper. And I don't know if we've introduced David to the audience, but we do have your son here with us, which we're delighted. In fact, he's actually connected to the center, which we're very delighted to have that link. So with that, let me thank, Daniel. Oh, I hadn't met him. So let me thank all of you for joining this event, and scholars, good luck to all of you. You have your work cut out for you in and out of the classroom. So thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our program this morning. Please join us for refreshments and a chance to interact with Dr. Zuellig more informally. Thank you very much, and good morning.